Here it is. This is the video. This is the video finally telling everyone the real reason for the Danaher Death Squad split. And no one ever got a real reason because there's a few reasons it split. There's one main reason it split, but there are a few reasons it split. And it's actually... a lot of it's the reasons a lot of people think, but really, if you want to understand the reason it happened and the reason we have B team, this is the video. This video will tell you why Craig made B team. I'm going to tell you why I'm telling everyone this, and then I'm going to tell everyone how I know this, and then we're going to get into it. Y'all fucked around, now you're going to find out. I warned y'all, motherfucking psyops, I'll get y'all asses. I got y'all's asses. Alright, let's get into it. Why am I making this video? It's because y'all pissed me off. Got my blue belt a while ago. Before I got my blue belt, I went and stayed at Pedigo, and I lived on the mats. I stayed at the Pedigo gym and lived on the mats, slept on the mats. I was staying in an Airbnb, sleeping on the mats with 3 other people, I think, at the time. 3 other people. Hi, if you see this. Stayed there, and I got the itch to train full-time, so to speak. So, I packed all my stuff, moved to Minneapolis to train up there. It wasn't good enough. I'm just going to be nice about it. It wasn't good enough. I don't know why they think I shit-talked them. I never really did. But it wasn't good enough. When I say it wasn't good enough, I don't mean they're shitty instructors. I just mean it's not enough jiu-jitsu for me. I want to be able to be on the mats at least 4 or 5 hours a day. And then another 3 hours of instruction, maybe 4 hours of instruction. So I went to B team. That's where pretty much everyone was telling me to go. Literally, like all the black belt. I was training at M Theory. And Morgan Fraser, he was a friend of mine at the time. He started hating me because they thought I stabbed a lady or something. I didn't. The charges went away and everything. But anyway, they all told me to go to B team. So I go to B team. Packed all my stuff. Took my puppy Nala. We went to Austin, Texas. And I did train there for, I think, 2 months at B team. I don't know. A long time. Long enough. Y'all gonna see me drinking a ton of water. Long enough to make friends at B team. To make real friends at B team. But then, unfortunately, Craig finds out I'm trans and he finds out I compete. So he kicks me out. I did do ADCC, but I did in the men's division and everything. I'm fine with that if that's what Mo wants. I mean, I know it's Abu Dhabi. I'm not stupid. I don't expect Abu Dhabi. Anyway, that's another conversation. That's another conversation. Excuse me. So they kick me out, and why? Why'd they kick me out? They take me in the office. Who is they? They is Seth Belial. I'm so sorry. And Peaches. These 2 bitches take me in the office and they say, "Take your clothes off, bitch." No, I'm just playing. But they do tell me, we need to see your body because people have been saying you've got scars or something that's going to give people staph or MRSA, they were saying. These super old scars. Now, y'all don't need to know why I did all this. This was a long, long time ago. And it has to do with something really insanely tragic that happened. Doesn't matter anymore. But they told me they're going to kick me out because of it. So, but that's not all. Nick Ortiz tells me they're going to take me to 10th Planet Austin, introduce me there, and they did, and then blah, 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 blah. But Craig kicked me out. And then later, when I get back to Minneapolis, eventually, they fold and they tell me it was very specifically because Craig just didn't want a trans person around. So there you go. Probably don't go there if you're trans then. Probably don't ever go there if you're trans because he don't want you there. He literally don't want you there. I know because I was told very specifically by senior staff at B team It was because Craig did not want a trans person around and worrying about people seeing me there and any drama bullshit comments that could hurt his image or whatever. So there you go. Left B team. I'm getting on. I'm getting there. When they take me to 10th Planet Austin, Nick Ortiz explains to me that you don't want to train with John. He's pretty much hinting very heavily at me that I don't want to train with John Danaher. And that he's violently homophobic was the wording he used. That's the wording you used. You did say, word for word, violently homophobic. Which leads into a lot of other funny, well, not really funny, it's kind of sad, stuff we're going to get into. So they told me that. Some of my friends at B-Team told me some things too. I'm going to try and put them here. Here are some screenshots that I've been sent from some people. There are others. David Vardanian tried to have sex with me while I was at B-Team. And then after I said no to him, he tried to go on Instagram and said I offered him money. And tried to say, what was it? Like I was a rich trust fund baby or something. Apparently he thought that's why I get all my money from. Because I told them, oh, I don't have to work anymore. I don't worry about money. I told them I don't worry about money because I'm a 100% disabled veteran, you dumbasses. If you took 2 seconds to ask me any questions, you'd know why I don't work. So there you go. He told me some things. And some other people told me some things too. So I did do Molly with one of the senior members at B-Team. We had sex together and he told me some things too. That's where most of this came from is... I'm not going to share the pictures anymore, but if you've seen me share them, you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, that's how I know these things. Why am I telling you now? For the part 2. Why am I, or I guess part 3, there's the intro. How I know this. Why I'm telling you. Yeah. Why I'm telling you. Now we're doing why I'm telling you. Why I'm telling you. Part 3. Maybe part 2. Part 3. This is part 3 on why I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm taking all the effort to make this video, to combine all this evidence, to link everything together so it all makes sense. To take the time to explain everything to everyone so you have all the answers. I guess there's probably some little things I probably don't know, but these are the main reasons it happened. Because Casey Halstead wanted to kick me out of 10th Planet Las Vegas. Why? Well, because there's a little video on this YouTube channel. This one. I don't know if I'm going to take the time to put it here. But this one. And what happened here? I'm just training. This dickhead already hurt someone. I'm just training with this guy. Introduce myself. He's rude. And then we start the roll and he's just very careless. Flying cartwheels, hits me with an elbow. Total jackass. Grinding on my face. The whole 9 yards. So we reset, and he tries a flying toe hold. A flying toe hold with no control, and I reverse it and heel hook him. He runs to Andy Varela, cries like a little bitch to Andy Varela. Thank God I'm recording all this, because no one would believe it otherwise. Goes and cries to Andy. It says, can you believe this person submitted me and then walked off? And I did, because I told him, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You could get seriously hurt rolling with people like that unless you tell people what you're looking for. Because I wasn't looking for that kind of... Hey, Craig will break your fucking leg for doing that. John will do worse. John will cripple you for life for doing that. And you gonna come at me like that? You think I'm not gonna do that too? You better think again. You better come at me respectful on these mats, or I'm gonna come at you unrespectful too. So people don't think. People think I'm a pussy. Just because I'm trans, you think you can push me around. I'll break your fucking leg, dude. I've done it multiple times in the past year. Anyway. I didn't do that because Casey wasn't in town. I had respect for Casey at the time. Should have broke that dude's fucking leg. I had respect for Casey, so I didn't do it because he wasn't in town. It's the only reason your leg isn't broke, dude. Don't ever think otherwise. It's only because I have the discipline to respect my coach. That's the only reason I didn't break the shit out of your fucking leg. Don't think any other reason. Put him on YouTube, embarrassed him, and then Michael Clayton, the owner of Level X Black, Michael Clayton wanted to call Casey. Michael Clayton, the owner of Level X Black, called Casey Halstead and told him, "You need to get this tranny out of the gym, causing me problems, making me look bad." So I show up to gym. Casey takes me outside and says, "We need to talk." And he's going on about how we don't make these videos calling people. He tells me, we don't make these videos calling people out. That's disrespectful. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Y'all got a whole channel, Goldtown MMA. Y'all got a whole new one just dabbing on people. Just dabbing on random people at the open mats and shit. But when I do it, it's a problem. No, I could have really dabbed on that dude. No, this was a lesson. And they didn't like that. So I asked Casey straight up. Cut the bullshit, Casey. Word for word. Cut the bullshit, Casey. Is he doing this because I'm trans? Y'all doing this because I'm trans? And he goes, yeah. It's just business. Run it, Casey. It's just business. That's fine. So I'll make a video that I know is going to get a lot of views, which is why the real reason the Danaher Death Squad broke up. That video is going to get me a lot of views, and we're just going to treat jiu-jitsu like it's just business now, right? It don't matter who it hurts. We're just going to treat it like it's just jiu-jitsu. So we're going to make this video. So this is going to be part 3. Part 3. And this will be the significance of Eddie Cummings. Eddie Cummings is one of the most significant men in the history of Jiu-Jitsu, and he gets no credit. Definitely, I think, the most undercredited man in the history of the sport. Years before the public breakup of the Danaher Death Squad, Eddie Cummings was a prominent member before the split. He was the dude. It wasn't Gordon Ryan, who was the star of Danaher Death Squad. It was Eddie Cummings. Eddie was his first star leg locker, smaller athlete. He won EBIs. Which EBIs did he win? I got it right here. He won EBI 4. He was the 145-pound title, submitting everyone. Crowned was stunned. EBI 7, July 2016. He defends his title again, destroying the field with heel hooks in under 2 minutes. So yeah, he is the reason leg locks went on to become to what they are, really. The reason we all do leg locks is really because of Eddie Cummings. It's sure, John taught them to him, but we do them because of Eddie. Anyway. Eddie Cummings, in late 2017, October, I think it was, is what you said, right? October 2017, Eddie left the DDS and began training separately. First at Henzo Brooklyn, then at Unity. And despite Unity's style, he stayed as a leg locker and refined his leg locking even more at Unity. At the time, the team tried to downplay it, but it's now like the foreshadowing for what happened, because Craig was there for Eddie. Craig was there for Eddie leaving, and Eddie left because John was abusive towards him. And Nicky Ryan and Ethan Krelestein have both said on the Simple Man podcast, they deleted the clip, but it was very common to see them beating Eddie, to see John hitting Eddie, pulling his hair even, as a nuke. Anyway, John says, I have it in here somewhere, but basically what John said was Eddie left because he didn't feel comfortable training in the same room with people he would be competing against. That may have been a reason. I'm sure Eddie probably said somewhere along the lines, I don't like training in the room with people. But that's not why he left. It's because John used to hit him and stuff. And that really started to happen after after Gordon started to really take off. Anyway. That's the first thing you need to know. A quote from Eddie. This is from Eddie in 2023. It's unfortunate that politics and disagreements overshadow my contributions, but my love for the art and the impact I made cannot be erased. That's so sad. So when Eddie left, everyone looked the other way. But that was the beginning. He saw, like Craig saw what John was at that time. He knew how abusive he was. And this comes up to the next part. Next part. This is the grooming. This is it's finally coming out. The grooming. How did the grooming happen? How did Gordon Ryan and the Nicky Ryan and the Sonny, what happened there? Everyone knows something happened, but what happened? I'm going to tell you. Gordon and Sonny started dating in late 2013 to early 2014. Social media posts from 2014 showed them attending events together, referring to each other as partners. In a now deleted 2014 Facebook post, Gordon referred to Sonny as his girlfriend of over a year. This was a now deleted 2015 post. And multiple archived Instagram comments and Reddit discussions dating back to 2015 to 2016 mentioned Sonny as Gordon's longtime girlfriend by that point. So the most accurate estimate is Gordon and Sonny started dating around December 2013 to February 2014. So when Gordon was 18 to 19, Sonny was 19 to 20, and Nicky Ryan was 12, just turning. That places Sonny as Gordon's girlfriend throughout the exact years. Nicky was 13 to 14. Which is when everything happened. That is when Gordon would have sex in front of Nicky Ryan. Gordon and Sonny would have sex in front of him. They got off on it. They thought it was humiliating for him. This was something that happened often. And Sonny took, well, I don't know for sure. I mean, obviously, I can't know for sure if Sonny did actually take his virginity. I don't know for sure if Sonny Santoro took Nicky Ryan's virginity. But what I hear is Gordon pressured Nicky into having sex with Sonny to make sure he wasn't gay. That was the reason. She pressured him into having sex with him to make sure he wasn't gay. Yeah. That sucks. That really sucks. It's true. And Craig Jones has even said in now deleted DMs to Gordon, you know I could put you in prison. And then Gordon would say, give it your best shot. With, the direct implication that there's something criminal Craig could expose. So to close out this section on the grooming, let's make something very clear here. Gordon preyed on his little brother. We like to pretend that trans women are groomers and everything because it fits your nice little narrative, doesn't it? But in reality, what's really happening is men like Gordon Ryan are finding women like Sonny, and they're making plans. December 2013, they started dating pretty seriously, somewhere around there. And that is when they started getting little Nicky Ryan ready. That is when they started preparing him. So when Big Gord put little Nicky Ryan in their care, they had him alone, and they took sexual advantage of that little boy when he didn't know any better. That's what they did. And they thought it was funny. That's the kind of people that Gordon Ryan are. That's your conservative hero. Is a child predator. That is your conservative hero. Is a incestuous child predator. And y'all say trans women are the bad people. It's like the more conservative they are, the worse they are. I love it. It just plays out perfectly every time. I love it. Oh, Casey, I hope this doesn't hurt your little deals. Because, it's just business, right, Casey? That's what you said. And you work with them, right? I hope it doesn't hurt you. I hope it doesn't cost you money. The next part, it's going to be about the inheritance. After Big Gord died, Big Gord is Gordon Ryan and Nicky Ryan's dad. When Big Gord died, Nicky Ryan fell into a depression, and Gordon Ryan got all the money. He got all the money from the inheritance. He took advantage of the fact that Nicky Ryan was depressed and took all the money. Gordon would brag all the time about how everyone was broke and made no money compared to him. So they're in Puerto Rico. They left New York. An addendum here. You need to understand, in New York, once you leave the gym, you're done. You don't see anyone anymore because, 8.5 million people. You're done when you leave the gym. Not so much in Puerto Rico because they're all living together. COVID lockdown. It's a lot going on. We'll get into some of that stuff later. But they're in Puerto Rico, and Sonny's controlling the ped access to Nicky Ryan, and who was the other person? Ethan Krellenstein too. She kept she didn't give them their steroids. Sonny kept the steroids from Ethan Krellenstein and Nicky Ryan as punishment for not doing their chores because they were disgusting. These guys are disgusting, and they look like the type of guys that would be disgusting, and they are. Anyway, an addendum to this. There's an alleged sex tape at the Atos headquarters. I don't think that's true. I haven't seen it. I don't think that's true, and I'm going to tell you why. Because those rumors came from Adam Bradley. Adam Bradley is an Atos competitor and has taunted Gordon by spreading stories about Gordon's girlfriend being unfaithful and stuff. Those two have been going at into it for a while. And eventually Bradley and other Atos members even made jokes that they would rape her, indicating a culture of yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. So I wouldn't believe that. That's crazy. That is crazy you would say that, dude. Why wouldn't you go to the cops and just get this man put in prison? I don't know. Anyway, that's the addendum to that. The next part will be about power games that they played. Like Sonny controlled access to everyone's peds. I don't know why, but she did. And Ethan Krellenstein and Nicky Rod didn't clean. They were dirty. I mean, you look at them, they look like the type of men that would live in they'd have a cardboard box with a TV on it, and they'd be sitting in a recliner, and that'd be it. They're those type of guys. Eat like raw beef and eggs and call it a day. Anyway, she kept pets from them, and that was a point of contention as well. The next is going to be the sad part, and that's saving Nicky Ryan. The real reason they left Puerto Rico, and this is why it's important to understand Eddie Cummings. If you don't understand about Eddie Cummings and why he left the Danaher Death Squad, it's kind of hard to understand why they would be, oh, I got sunburned. I was riding my bike too much today. If you don't know about Eddie Cummings, it's hard to understand why Craig would be willing to throw everything away to save Nicky Ryan. But that's really the reason for B Team being made. And that's, because it wasn't about making a better team. It was about helping Nicky. And that's why he was like, we'll be the B Team. We don't care. There you go. Nicky Ryan was spiraling really bad. He had a physical injury. He was being emotionally abused and is mentally broken from his dad dying, They were really... The Ryans were really close with their dad. You don't understand. You need to watch the videos and you'll see every video Gordon's talking about his dad. It's kind of weird at this point. I get it, a year or two I get it, but it's getting kind of weird at this point. But Craig Jones, having seen the abuse in the past and knowing what happened to Eddie, made a choice. I need to get a haircut. He took it upon himself to remove Nicky from the situation. Craig, Nicky Rod, and Ethan left with Nicky and formed a B team together. Craig called it cutting out the poison. That was the exact words Craig used. He called it cutting out the poison because they were leaving John behind. Because Craig could see what John was doing. He saw what John did to Eddie. This is, I'm telling you for a fact, this is Craig's thought process. I'm not going to say which one so they can't get too mad. I did Molly with one of these people. We had sex all night and they told me a lot of this stuff too. You can piece a lot of this together. But that's how I know literally everything. Anyway. It wasn't gym drama. It was a rescue. This is the real reason B team left. It wasn't philosophical differences in training. It was Craig was scared that Nicky Ryan may actually kill himself. I think because that was the thought process, that they were scared that Nicky Ryan would kill himself or he would quit entirely. And Nicky Ryan was the phenom. It wasn't Gordon. Gordon wasn't actually the one people were wanting to watch. If you were around at the time, you knew Nicky Ryan is the one everyone was watching. Everyone was ready for Nicky Ryan to grow up. That was really it. We were just waiting for Nicky Ryan to get his adult body, and then he'd slaughter everyone, was the thought process. Craig wanted to make sure he got his chance. So that's what happened. Yeah. And one of the final parts I'll do is, I'm suffering so bad. It'll be about FloGrappling and their covering it up. Controlling Reddit and everything. I really did get burned. FloGrappling, Whoop, all of Gordon's sponsors all know. They all know of everything that happened. They know about the rape. They know about the sex tape. They know about him taking the virginity. They know about the split. They know about him stealing the money. They know about everything. And they bank on no one talking about it because everyone's scared. Because let me tell you what happens when you talk about it. When you talk about it, your smooth comp gets shut down. When you talk about it, you get kicked out of all the pro gyms. When you talk about it, you're not getting invited to EBI or Super Tarot or Main Event or whatever the fucking next thing is that people decide to put on. You're not getting invited to any of it because now you're ruining the fun. You're dropping the illusion. You're excluding people that people are friends with, so they don't want that. They want their friends there. That's it. That's really it. So no one will talk about it. And, you know, Craig's not a good person either. Craig, he's not. Just because he's done something good for one of his friends doesn't make him a good person. There's plenty of people who were, look at Jeffrey Dahmer. He did good things for some people. Doesn't make him a good person. Like, get real. Craig was highly abusive towards me, kicked me out because I was trans, and when I sent him messages asking him, you know, why you kicked me out, you know what, I'm gonna do it. If I have it, I'm pretty sure I do, I'm gonna share it right here, and y'all are gonna hear the clip that I sent Craig right here. And we're back here in the clip. Ain't that embarrassing? But still, you need to hear that because you need to know when I sent this to Craig, he posted it in the B team's private chat and told everyone he masturbated to it for weeks on end. What a shitty person. That is not a good person. That is not something a good person does. So I'm sorry to ruin the illusion, everyone. Craig Jones is not a good person. He's actually a highly abusive person. And you'll see here in some of these messages, I'm going to display right here. He's not a good person. He spread rumors about this young girl that went to train at B Team for no reason at all other than he thought it'd be funny. He's not a good person. And as Gordon says, you know, it's all a facade. And on top of that, people are scared of Craig because he has a lot of power. It'd be really easy for him to get you shut out of gyms. Like, you think about it. You train at a small gym or whatever. Craig Jones messages your coach and says, hey, so-and-so shouldn't train there. I know they're a problem. They're obviously going to listen. So, you know, people are scared of Craig. Because if you piss Craig off, you lose everything. Well, guess what, dumbass? You decided to take something. You decided to take everything away from someone who knows too much. So now we got this video. So there you have it. That is the reason the DDS split. The DDS split because of those reasons. Now there are other reasons too. Like when they were in Puerto Rico. We'll do this as an addendum. We'll just keep going. When they were in Puerto Rico, there would be rolling blackouts. This was something else I was told by Nick Ortiz, is they didn't like it there. Nick Ortiz and Camille didn't like it there, and a lot of the others didn't like it there. Some people who haven't really publicly told their story. Because unlike New York, you know, when you're in New York, 8.5 million people, when you leave the gym, you leave the gym. You're done for the day. In Puerto Rico, that's not the case. In Puerto Rico, you're all living together. It's COVID lockdown, so there's nowhere to go. It's Puerto Rico. There's nowhere to go. It's Puerto Rico during COVID lockdown. So they're forced to be around each other. No one wants to be around each other because I know Nick and Camille have their life together. They're clean. They take care of themselves. Something else I didn't mention that's super freaking important, and as you can see here, I'm editing the video. They were supposed to just be temporarily in Puerto Rico. It wasn't supposed to be permanent. And this is the reason, Jake Shields, if you're watching this, you probably got a bunch of different answers on why the DDS split, because, you know, you said, you know, you never really find out because everyone says different things. Well, there you go. It's because different people are going to have different answers. So it can seem like people are lying, but really it was a bunch of different things. This is the reason a lot of people laughed and a lot of people didn't mind staying on the grind. This is why New Wave is really like a lot more serious and B Team is a lot more chill. Those are the different variables. So with B Team, you had people who wanted to live their life and save Nicky Ryan. So the vibes were supposed to be really positive, don't worry about memorizing 30 steps every day. Just come in, we're going to roll, we're going to have fun, we're going to be with the boys, and we're going to fucking make transgender people want to kill themselves. That was their plan. New Wave's plan was, no, we're going to be serious, we're going to be regimental, we're going to be military with this. If you don't like it, go down the road to the B Team, and you can goof around with the B Team because they're not the best, they're the B Team. Nicky, Rod, and Ethan are so dirty that Sonny kept their steroids away. You know how dirty you have to be for someone to start doing, like, that's crazy. Anyway, let's recap everything. Eddie was the first to leave. Eddie left with, what was that guy's name? Jack? Was it Jack? JP was his initials. Who was that guy who left with Eddie? Gosh. Here it is. Jonathan Calistine. I hope I said his name right. Danaher tried to explain in 2018 that Eddie and Jonathan Calistine, the two proteges at the time, concerned about training next to teammates. It wasn't that. It was the abuse. And then Nicky Ryan followed years after of grooming and betrayal. Led to severe depression for Nicky Ryan, and he wanted to kill himself. So Craig didn't just start a new team, he saved a life. So in closing, the Danaher Death Squad didn't split, it collapsed under the weight of its own sins. And now you know why. Now you know why. And everyone can thank Casey Halstead for this video. If you just let me train, I wouldn't have made this video. And I actually have a couple more I'm going to make too. So, why not? Like, y'all taking the only place I've enjoyed training away from me, so I'm gonna burn the bitch down. I'm gonna tell everyone secrets. A final note. To confirm the rumors, yes, Gordon Ryan is a cuck. He's into cuckoldry. How do I know this? This is how I know this. Because I was personally invited by Sonny over to their place one night. So that means one of three things. I believe one of three things. One, Gordon Ryan and Natalie wanted to watch me fuck Natalie. So then that confirms Gordon's a cuck. Two, Gordon Ryan wanted to fuck me. That means he's into fucking trans women. Or three, he wanted me to fuck him. Which means Gordon Ryan is into being bottomed by trans women. Those are your three choices. So maybe take your pick. Which one do you think Gordon Ryan is into? I'm going to go with probably being a cuck. But either way, you know. Didn't you make that rash guard, Gordon Ryan, with toe hold Casey Halstead about, what was it, this one right here about trans women? Didn't you make this one? And then here you are trying to fuck me? You know, it's always the ones you most suspect, isn't it? Anyway, that's all I have to say about this for now. But I do have more videos I'm going to be making. Because y'all made it very clear you do not want me or want me around. That's fine. That means I can do whatever I want. And you're not going to complain, right? Because you don't want me around, which means you shouldn't care what I'm doing. So I'm going to go do whatever I want. And I'm going to make more of these videos. I got some I'm going to make on people at 10th Planet Las Vegas. About some secret gay relationships. Between high-ranking people at 10th Planet Las Vegas. Who do you think it is? You got another one I'm going to make it too on Eddie Bravo. And my time in Austin. So, expect those next. You didn't want to let me train, so now I'm making these videos.